welcome to the Pelican Sports Post-Game Show. Win number 9 is in the books. Not many people predicted that back in August. Certainly many weren't predicting it after the loss to Troy at the end of September. But LSU gets the job done at home tonight in Tiger Stadium on senior night, 45-21 against the Texas A&M Aggies, who, as Buddy Sanji said all week, just could not play defense. I'm Tommy Krysan, along with the Bud Man. Buddy, Tigers get win number 9. Not a lot of people had that, like I said, especially after the Troy game. But nonetheless, 9 wins. Going to be a bowl game. We won't know that for a couple of weeks. But your thoughts on first off, on the win against A&M.
Well, a lot of people had 9-3, TK. They just didn't have it the way it unfolded with the 2 losses in September. But a crazy game. LSU dominated the game early. Probably should have been 34 or 37-0 in the first half, and yet it was 20-7. A&M scores. We got a ball game, and then LSU came back to dominate. And I like it. Got a little spicy. They were serving up a little Manda hot sausage. Number 16 for Texas A&M. You know, it's kind of late, so I'm not going to say any bad words, but he needed his butt kicked after that melee on the sidelines. TK, a lot of craziness with Texas A&M. Monday, the report coming out that Sumlin was going to get fired, whether he won this game or not. LSU looked like they were playing against a team that was sleepwalking. They got a little bit of a pop and came back, but as we talked about, TK, Texas A&M's defense has lacked, and John Chavis needs to retire. I think he probably will take his big fat paychecks and go to the house. Kevin Sumlin, where's he going to end up? He'll get fired. Bielema was fired right after, a second
Walking
or so
off the field.
after the field.
The interim athletic director said you're no longer to go.
Yeah. Auburn pulls the rug up underneath Alabama. Miami loses yesterday. We have a crazy scenario in college football. And TK, can you believe it? One team left, and it's the team that beat LSU last year in the opening game. Wisconsin, the only team still undefeated. So,
Central Florida, but they're not getting in.
Yeah, they're not getting in because of the schedule and the competition. But CFP is going to be interesting on Tuesday night at 6.
It's going to be real interesting, and let the debate begin, because there's going to be a lot of talk. Got some conference championship games next week. We know it's Auburn, Georgia for the SEC title. Many of the other matchups are set. Miami, Clemson. So there's going to be a lot of talk, and it's going to be real interesting. The main conversation is going to be one thing, and I'm going to make a statement. The conversation is going to be, should Alabama be in? And I'm going to say the same thing I said a few years ago. I say absolutely not. If you do not win your division, not your conference, I don't think you should be in the playoff. Ohio State got in without winning their division, and I thought that was absurd.
Over Penn State last year.
Yeah, that's absurd. So Alabama, no, it's not happening, in my opinion. Okay, I mean, you didn't win your division. How can you be one of the best 4 teams in the country? That's my 2 cents worth, and I hope the committee leaves them out.
Well, look, it's going to be it's really going to be interesting to see what happens. The committee last week moved Miami up a spot ahead of
Clemson's be 1 now.
Ahead of Clemson. Clemson will go to 1. Oklahoma will be 2. Wisconsin, I feel sure, will be 3. You and I have had discussion. I think that that's going to be the interesting thing. But look, Alabama, the difference to me right now, in 2011, after that incredible season where LSU beat them 9-6, and Bama was in the clubhouse and didn't play, and got the chance because Okie State choked to Iowa State. I thought, though, the difference there, TK, Bama was that good. Alabama has not done anything on the resume. Their biggest win is over LSU, which was 18 last week. LSU may get to 15 or 16. Bama doesn't have the resume. And so
they didn't win their division. I mean, I'm going to draw the line right there.
They didn't do that in 11, and yet they got a chance.
Well, 11, you didn't have the college football playoff.
You didn't have 4. You only had 2.
It was a different system, if you will. So, and again, I mean, I'm trying to be consistent, because I said that I didn't think that, Ohio State should be in there last year. Well, I got to say the same thing. Nor should Alabama. They did not win their division, and I don't care where they were ranked all year. Didn't win your division.
And
Simply
Nick is
put.
already lobbying it for
Well,
it.
I
Gary
got no problem
Danielson,
with that.
can you believe it, folks? Gary Danielson.
He's still in tears.
Oh, man.
Especially with now that Gus Miles might stay at Auburn.
Oh, well, I tell you what, they had some faux
And
pas
that he
today.
got no Carlson kicks for Auburn. Oh well.
CBS had a rough day, and Danielson has regressed. I hate to say it. I know he didn't call the LSU game, but look, all that saying, I thought that Danny Etling, once again, this is second year in a row, TK. Danny Etling played his best game of the year against Texas A&M. He threw for a ton last year. We know guys.
19 of 30 for 347, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
I mean, I want to say right now that 14 touchdowns and 2 INTs, I think, is his stat for the whole year. That's pretty
right.
spectacular for all of us, including myself, that gripe about him. I thought LSU got a little bit out of control with the field goals, and look, Coach Ogeron was right. They've got a problem, and they don't have anybody that's consistent enough. But they did regroup and came back to win. Although, there was some crazy moments in the second half.
45-21. Coming up a little bit later in the program, we'll visit with Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com, as well as Ronnie Rance of Sports Shorts Radio and Sports Shorts TV. We want to get to the phone lines. Gray is in Baton Rouge. Gray, hello. You're on a post-game show.
Yeah, I was just wondering how
Go ahead, Greg.
wear a V-neck shirt without a.
All right, let's go to Frank in Baton Rouge. Frank, you're on the post-game show.
Frank,
Yeah, how y'all doing tonight?
talk to us. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm happy about the game. I was sweating it there for a while, but they did good. I really think they're improving every week, like they said. And I'd give them for the year. I'd give them an A, coach-wise, play-wise, and everything.
Oh,
I don't know if you give him an A.
You dishing out A's, Frank? You must have had a hell of a Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all of our.
Oh yeah, I did have a pretty good with my kids and everything. It was all right. Playing with my great grandbaby.
Well, Frank, look, now come on, let's be honest. You missed how many field goals, TK?
2 for sure.
So kicking is still a mess. Look, there were a lot of good things, but let's be cognizant of the fact that A&M, you got a coach on the doorstep of getting let go. I thought that LSU should have been winning by a couple touchdowns more in the first half, Frank.
Well, I agree, but they just, they can improve on their pass coverage. I agree with you.
Oh, man, don't give Dante Jackson and Kevin Tolliver A's tonight, please.
No, they can't.
Oh, no, I can't. But like I say, everybody knows we don't have a kicking game. I mean,
Well,
you got to
but-
get a kicker. That's all it is to
Well,
it.
but the thing about it is Ogeron knows that, and I'm sure they're going to address it and get somebody in here that put them on scholarship, get 2 guys in here, and tell these other 2 guys go kick somewhere else.
Well, look, I want to ask y'all something. When y'all talk to Ronnie and them tonight, ask him how the recruits were acting at the game tonight. Did they enjoy themselves, or were they interested? Did they look like they had an interest in LSU?
Oh, sure.
Frank, we'll certainly ask them about that, but it'll be better served to talk to Mike Scarborough next week when Buddy has him on the radio. We have him on Tigers Roar, because Mike will have a chance to get what the kids say. Brian and Ronnie aren't really going to be speaking with the recruits.
Yeah, well, look, I'll let somebody else talk, and I'll talk to y'all, I guess, after the bowl game.
Okay, buddy.
I appreciate it. Hey, buddy, a quick couple of text messages before we go to break. Text message says, got a lot of respect for this team coming back this season after the loss to Troy.
Yep.
That's an accurate statement. Here's one says, love the play calling by Canada. All right, I'm just reading the text. Let's see,
Well, he
one
did-
more before
he
we go to
did,
break. Let's see. Glad the season's over. Perhaps next year we'll have a quarterback that's an actual threat. There you go. All right, we're going to take a break, come back. More phone calls, more text messages. The number to call, it's on the screen. If you're listening on the radio, it's the same as the radio call-in line, 225-928-4910. Text message, area code 504-689-9246. We'll come back with much more. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Krysan, 45-21, LSU beats Texas A&M. Tigers finish up the regular season 9-3 and 6-2 in league play. First time they've won 6 in league play since 2012. We're back with more on WUBR, CBS Sports Radio, and Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us. Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Spread the roar. That's right, Tigers Roar. Each Wednesday night at 8 p.m., Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and New Orleans. Replays are Thursday through Saturday, and the show is available at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Tommy Krysan and Jordy Holtberg will have the latest on LSU football, LSU sports, and sports from across Louisiana. Spread the roar. Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Pelican Sports post-game show on WUBR as well as Pelican Sports TV. The TV part of this will repeat Sunday morning, back-to-back airings, 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. in case you missed it. A lot of the crowd left as per the norm, but we got some people listening in traffic or you're at home in front of the TV. Appreciate you listening. Hope Thanksgiving week has been a wonderful week for you. To the phone lines we go. Paul is in Florida. Paul, you're on a post-game show.
I wanted to circle back to an earlier question from Graves. Why would you wear that windbreaker with no T-shirt?
I have a T-shirt on.
All right. Anyway, look, bottom line, TK, dial us up once again at...
People are stupid.
Look, it's crazy. You know, it's all out of whack. Yesterday felt like Saturday to me, okay? And so I'm thinking it's game day yesterday. You probably did the same thing with the holidays. But TK, what an incredible weekend for college football. By the way, we got some incredible stats to tell you about.
Yeah, let's take a look at
folks,
some of those.
look, 601 yards today for LSU tonight. A&M had under 300. A&M, TK, only had really a couple of 2 or 3 drives the rest of the time.
They did
a
a
lot
little
of
something
3
at
and
the end of the
outs.
second quarter, a little something beginning of the third quarter. Other than that little window, they did very little.
But bottom line is this: LSU dominated this game. This is 7 straight over A&M, 6 in the conference. Now, TK, this is interesting. I'm sure we'll start to find out all the parameters of the bowl where LSU is going to go. But as you alluded to, if Bama does not make the Final Four, okay, now you got to figure Auburn and Georgia winner is going to be in. We know that.
I agree.
Okay, and so the loser of that game in Bama, that's too big. I'm thinking I'm here in Citrus or maybe in Florida, but it was nice to lock it up with 9-3. And as you alluded to in the beginning, I don't think any of us, the night of September 30th, after LSU was 3-2, you'd take that going to the clubhouse 6-1 the last 7 games.
Text message question for both of us, buddy. Do we think Danny Etling will hold a clipboard on Sundays? I say no.
No, I think Danny Etling has probably played his last football, but let me tell you one thing. He's a leader. He works his tail off in the film room. All of those guys, every player on that team respects Danny Etling, the class, the character. And is he the best quarterback LSU's ever had? Absolutely not. But I got to tell you, TK, he did hit up and, hey, listen, we know recruits, wide receiver recruits were in the stadium. Look, you almost threw it for 400. You got to like what you showed there tonight with the offensive play calling.
Let's go to Larry in Lafayette. Larry, you're on a post-game show.
So it seems like 2 of the Final 4 spots would be locked up with the SEC championship game winner and the ACC championship game winner. Is that correct?
I would agree with that, yes.
So Alabama's only path to get in would be for Wisconsin to lose or for Oklahoma to lose. Is that correct?
Well, the committee,
If they
you
have a
said,
path, but I don't think they have one. They didn't win their division.
Yeah, well, no, they got a chance because, like
Gary
Larry's saying.
Danielson thinks they're in anyway, right?
Who?
That guy on CBS.
Well, but he number one, he doesn't vote. Number two, I think he gets paid extra by Bama. I mean,
Larry, I thought they deserved it in 2011 to play in the Mulligan game because LSU and Alabama were the best 2 teams. I don't think they deserve it this year, Larry.
Well, I don't think they are either. But, Buddy, don't you think if Wisconsin loses, they're going to sneak in?
Well, that is where I was getting ready to tell you. Then you got an eyeball test on Ohio State and Alabama.
don't leave Southern Cal out.
Oh, I don't.
No, Southern Cal, I don't think
Alabama
so.
will get in.
Southern Cal beat Stanford in the Pac-12 championship game.
But Southern
Well,
Cal,
they have to.
they got to jump way more hurdles.
Well, if Oklahoma loses,
Larry, here's the interesting thing. Where is Bama going to fall this Tuesday?
5.
5? Yeah, that's what we said.
you can't put them ahead of Auburn.
No,
Yeah, put Wisconsin ahead of them.
Clemson 1, Oklahoma 2, Wisconsin 3. They're still undefeated.
Put Auburn 4.
Auburn 4.
Bama 5.
You may be. I don't know, Larry. See,
Southern
that's
Cal. I'm
Well,
telling
where's
you,
Clemson?
don't sleep on Southern Cal.
No, Clemson's 1.
Clemson's going to be number 1.
Clemson OU going to be 1-2.
Well, look, 2 of the spots are locked up, though. It's either going to be Clemson or Miami, the winner of that, right?
Right.
And it's going to be the winner of the SEC championship game. That's 2 spots.
Right.
All right, so all we're talking about is 2 spots left. If Wisconsin goes undefeated, you got to put them in. That's
Absolutely.
Correct. Yes.
So, and then if Oklahoma wins, I think, Oklahoma's got to get in. Bama's out. But if one of them loses, the question is Alabama the next guy up? And I'm going to hang up and listen.
All right, I appreciate that, and that's going to be a lot of the conversation for 2 weeks, really.
Well, the problem that Bama has,
1 week till
they
Sunday.
don't have a marquee top 10 win. They didn't beat anybody in that schedule that merits a lot of respect.
It
LSU
was
is their
set
best
up
win.
for them to beat Florida State, but then Florida State went in the tank, although they did
win.
beat Florida
But
this year.
LSU's their best win on the resume.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So,
so there you go. All right,
we'll
let's
see.
get to Pal in Baton Rouge. Pal, you're on the post-game show. You're on the post-game show.
Hey, pal.
How you doing? I got a comment to make. It has nothing to do with the bowls or anything else. I just want to make a little comment about the season.
All right.
I tell you what, I really want to compliment Coach O and his staff. He had a rocky start in the beginning, and I think we were ready to throw him under the bus after the Troy game. But I'll tell you one thing: from the Troy game on, I have seen nothing but improvement out of this ball club on both sides of the ball. And I thought they had a tremendous game plan. I think they had a little lack of concentration by some of the DBs for the right at the end of the second, or in the first half, and in the beginning of the third quarter. But I just really want to commend Coach O and the staff for the way they have made this ball club get better and better and better all year long.
And pal, that's something that we really haven't seen, that people really soured on Les at the end. His team did not get better. Look, now that second half comeback against Auburn, it really looks good, pal, when you see how explosive Auburn is. They've beaten the #1 team in the country 2 out of the last 3 weeks, so that, I think, gave them the confidence, pal. I agree with that, and see how smart Pal was? He said both sides of the ball. He didn't include special teams, which is still a mess, pal, and you hope that Greg McMahon, coming in as the 10th assistant coach, can help fix that. They've got to get better kickers, guys.
Well, Von Rosenberg did better.
Bringing that up, didn't you?
What's that?
So, the kicking game is bad. Now, I will say on the special teams, our kickoff guy did a great job today.
That was the best he kicked off.
Out of the end zone, the guy didn't have a chance to run things back, but the field goals and extra points were a little questionable, to say the least.
Well, they said they worked on his steps with Cameron Gamble. I thought he was appreciably better. But, pal, I don't know. We got to look it up. They missed 6, 7 field goals this year. That's got to get picked up. I agree with you, TK. The punting is good.
This team looks really good, and I don't care who we play in the bowl. I mean, we're not going to be in one of them top 6s, but I don't care who we play in the bowl. They're going to have a battle on their hands with us.
Yep.
Because I just know how well that they'll prepare for it.
Hey, pal, what do you see going forward as to improve? What do you want to look for next year?
Well, I got to see who we recruit, and I got to see if all the coaches stay and all that. But I mean, I just think we get a little bit better talent, and we need better quarterback play.
Yep.
And
that was my point.
All of us have our limitations.
Yep.
Me, you, everybody. We have our limitations. But I'll tell you what, as limited as Etling was, he played one hell of a year this year. And I want to give him credit for that, because he was there. He didn't throw any games away. He did the best he could for the most part to win games. And and his receivers didn't always help him either.
Yeah, well, that's what I was
I'd like
echoing.
to give him credit for that. He got everything out of himself that we could ask of anybody wearing the purple and gold on the field.
Thank you, pal.
Not everybody is a Tom Brady or Peyton Manning or anybody like that. They all have limitations, but he got a lot out of what he had.
Thank you, pal.
All righty.
Okay, buddy.
All right, I think you got best quarterback play since Mettenberger.
Well, look, I'm adding this
consistent.
up.
When you look at a 12-game picture.
I'm pretty sure his touchdown to INT ratio was 14-2, which is off the charts. Danny missed some throws. This game was his best game, just like last year's A&M. If he would have played all the games like that, LSU wouldn't have lost to Troy. Remember, injuries were a part earlier. I just want to see them play pitch and catch better. And I think that, TK, they've had a lot of transition at wide receiver. They've got to get some stability coaching wide receivers, and they've got to do a better job of playing pitch and catch. I got to tell you, what Auburn and Alabama were calling early in the game is what I thought they should have done with Danny Etling, all those slip screens and all that stuff outside. But Danny Etling, much respect, I think, from all of us here at the station for the job he did this year, even though he wasn't perfect.
All right, buddy, before we go to break, walks me right into a question. You just walked us right into a question on the text message line here to TK and Buddy. Do you think Matt Canada will be back next year? I'll answer. You want me to answer it first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I will not be surprised if he's not, or I will be surprised if he is.
I think there's more people in town that believe he will be gone than he will be back.
Right. All right, let's take a break, come back. We got some guys on the line. We'll get to you, get this break in. 45-21, Tigers beat the Aggies 9-3, 6-2 in league play. They'll await a bowl announcement next week. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Krysan, WUBR, and Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Woodburners, serving South Louisiana since 1977, is a family-owned and operated company with over 30 years of experience. They're the fireplace experts, providing upscale products at an affordable price. Fireplaces, glass doors, wood stoves and stove chimneys, mantles, screens, gas logs, and tool sets. Visit online at woodburnersinc.com. Call 225-752-2590 or stop by 10510 Airline Highway in Baton Rouge.
Hooper Road Car Care in Central has been serving customers for over 24 years. Locally owned by Donald and Gina Gaspard, they provide all types of car care, including brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, AC service, transmission, computer diagnostic, and much more. Hooper Road Car Care also provides towing services. Call 225-262-7127. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, 9695 Hooper Road in Central.
Hi, I'm Roger Kador. I'm here to tell you about Smith, Shanklin, and Sosa. You won't find them on billboards, but you'll find them in the courtroom where real lawyers are. You see, billboards do not solve cases. Real trial lawyers do. So if you're hurt and need a lawyer, call 225-223-6333.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com. We continue with the Pelican Sports postgame show, telling you about Laundry Diva. This is an outstanding business, open in Baton Rouge on Coursey Boulevard. Pickup and delivery service, and right now they got a comforter cleaning sale, getting you ready for the holidays. King, queen, twin. They'll pick it up, they'll deliver it, they'll do your washing and folding, your bedding, your linens, your ironing, and they'll do dry cleaning. They'll pick up and deliver for you. Call them at 225-614-1326. Visit the website laundrydivau.com. Also, Christmas gift cards are ready to go. They'll bonus you. I mean, you're saving a tremendous amount of money on a great price already, and it's saving you time, it's saving you money because they're picking it up and delivering. Call them 225-614-1326. Get in on the comforter cleaning sale. Get in on the Christmas gift cards with bonus value. You can't go wrong. Get it done with Laundry Diva. The website again, laundrydivau.com. Phone number to call, 225-928-4910. Text message line is area code 504-689-9246. Let's go to Paul from Shreveport. Paul, you're on the post-game show.
Hey, guys, how's it going tonight?
Happy Thanksgiving weekend, Paul. Good to talk with you.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Hey, I wanted to talk about the recruits. Did the guys from Parkway make it tonight?
Yeah, Terrace Marshall, I think, did come. I did hear that Devonta Jason, the other wide receiver that was scheduled to come in, did not. But Dara Traore, the big offensive lineman from New York, is in, and some other guys. They got 5 or 6 of them in, Paul.
Well, they were entertained to an offensive explosion. Ailing got, 350. Each running back got 100 yards. We got 45 points on the board. How would y'all grade the regular season for LSU?
I'm going to give the regular season a B. I think that, look, we all sat up here and said that there's a high probability they could go 5-0 and have a special year. It could be 8-0 going into Bama. That blew up into their face. And Paul, TK, you and me and your brother, we all play golf, and you make a triple bogey on the third hole. You say, well, I'm not going to break 80 today. But they came back from the faux pas at Troy, and I think, like Powell made a good point, they have gotten better. Still don't throw it and catch it as well as other teams. Defensively, I got to give Aranda strong grades. The C is where the special teams are. Canada's had his moments. Danny Etlin's had his moments. Geist probably not as good this year as last year. Darrell Williams had an excellent year. DJ Chark. But all in all, I'd say a solid B.
I'm going to agree with you on the B for LSU at 9-3, with the low point being the loss to Troy, the high point being the win over Auburn. Because Auburn, the only other team to beat Auburn is going to be ranked number 1 Tuesday night, Clemson Tigers. So, so I think the win over Auburn, and we can say that now because we have a full picture of the regular season.
Sure.
We can still say Troy was the bad point, but Auburn is the shining point, based on what Auburn has accomplished and won the West. So I'll go strong B because they're 9-3. And they're going to have a nice bowl game, a bowl opponent. All that'll be announced next Sunday. But that's what I would go with. Paul, what would you give them?
I'd say a B. At the beginning of the season, if somebody told you LSU, would you take 10-3, 6-2 in the SEC? I think you'd take it. And
I think you absolutely.
I'm proud of them. I would hope the recruits coming in. One thing puzzled me. I was listening to your show earlier. Y'all guys were talking. You're not sure Canada will be back next year?
No, there's been plenty of talk about it, Paul, the last couple of weeks. Everybody knows in town that after Mississippi State and Game 4, Coach O kind of got involved with the play calling and wanted to simplify things and minimize all emotion, and that's when a leave-in. All of them had a powwow, and I think Coach O's done a good job of letting Canada call his stuff. But look, this guy has a resume of how many stops, TK? He's been 5 or 6 stops in 7, 8 years. He's got a tradition of that, and he probably wants to get a head coaching opportunity. So we'll wait to see. But and we talked about this during the break, Paul, TK. The thing that is happening that is so different in college football this year, Paul, is with the early signing period, coaches are getting clipped at an all-time quick rate. And look, you got to have somebody in there recruiting with an early signing period.
Yeah, I think
Coach Aranda and Coach Canada stay, and we can have some continuity for this recruiting. Because from what I'm hearing, it's not necessarily this year recruiting. It's 2019 recruits State of Louisiana supposed to be outstanding. So hopefully we can keep this coaching staff together. But, man, we're going to have a lot of youth at skill position next year, aren't we? As far as quarterback, running back.
Sure.
I mean,
receiver.
Brissett doesn't look like a stud running back, and Clyde looks that way. I don't know if a bell cow running back's on the roster right now for next year. What about you guys?
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that, but look, that's the great thing about it, guys. When you recruit in the top 10 every year, and we expect LSU to be anywhere from 8 to 10 this year with a national ranking. You know, you don't rebuild, you reload, and so they're going to have to get a running back in here. Now, will they have one of the great ones like they've had for the last 10 years? No, it'll have to be running back by committee. Miles Brennan and Lowell Narcisse. Nobody knows what they're going to be like. And TK and I were talking during the break. If Canada is going to move and go somewhere, it's going to happen quickly because you got an early signing period and you got a bowl game. So things will happen very swiftly with all the coaching stuff going on right now, Paul.
All right. Well, look, I know you got a lot of callers coming in. Just tell you, hope y'all had a happy Thanksgiving, great regular season, and looking forward to the bowl game show.
Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate it, buddy. Here's a text message. Ironic. LSU beat the team that beat the new number one. LSU beat Auburn, who beat
Bama.
Yeah, and no, the new number one, Georgia, and then they beat the team that the old number one today, Bama.
Yeah.
But I don't know that Georgia will be number one.
No, Georgia's not going to be. Well, they're already down to 6.
Yeah, so.
Georgia was number one when Auburn beat them, though.
All right, let's go to Patrick in Houston. Patrick, you're on the postgame show.
Yes, hi, how you doing, buddy? How you doing?
Good.
Good, Patrick. I hope that all of those folks in the city of Houston, number one, celebrated the Astros World Championship. But more importantly, Patrick, we hope that you are all getting some semblance of normalcy back after that incredible tragic event weather-wise that you guys have had to go through, and I know it's tough. And so all of us who have been there before, we pray and hope that you can hang in there. And but look, we know that people live vicariously. And Patrick, you gave me a score of 49-0 for this game. Patrick, if LSU wouldn't have messed around, you could have won that contest.
Oh, that's terrible, buddy. Yeah, buddy, you know, it's getting back slowly. I actually lived in Baton Rouge in 2005 when you had the shirt that you wanted to give out that said, between Katrina, Rita, and the Miami Hurricanes in the Peach Bowl, they're saying a hurricane LSU can't handle. So I had to go through this 2 times. That's an interesting life, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Mother Nature's been tough for many of us. But look, Patrick, you know, we appreciate your loyalty with calling and listening on the internet. And, you know, what do you think on the grades as far as this year? You happy with the progress, or you still wanting for more?
Yeah, absolutely. I think LSU had a great season. It's just a lot of, you know, a lot of things that are, that, you know, are, you know, going to work next season. And I think LSU did really good this year, considering, you know, all the issues that they had. And it was really tough this year. But can I ask a question, though?
Sure.
Do you think, and this is just, you know, going to kind of make it spicy, as you've always said, do you think Alabama has any chance of getting in the playoffs? I mean, do you think that, again, going back to the 70s when they never voted for Alabama, and now it's kind of a reversal, they always vote for Alabama, do you think that they will vote for Alabama again?
Well, first of all, TK, let's spit it out there. This is a human committee, so there's going to be some human error. You don't use the computers, but some of the things that they're going to look at, strength of schedule, wins over top 10 and top 20 teams, how are you playing right now, what's your injury status, you know, those kind of things. Did you win your conference? Did you win your championship game? And once again, Patrick, we're not going to say never, but right now it looks like Bama's on the outside looking in, but there's still a couple of more big games to play out. But if Clemson beats Miami, and Oklahoma beats TCU, and Wisconsin beats Ohio State, then you've got the Auburn-Georgia winner. That's 4 right there. So
yeah,
they to me, they'd have to have a bunch of craziness to get in this year.
Okay, well, that's very good. And, Who do you think the Ags are going to realistically get for next season?
The what?
A&M. Who do you think A&M would realistically get for next season?
Well, look, there's been a lot of rumors about Jimbo Fisher, but you and I were talking, TK, a $39 million buyout. We'll see how that all goes. They're going to probably get somebody that really likes to wing it down the field and continue with that kind of offense. Scott Woodward is a guy that a lot of us here in Baton Rouge know. He went to Catholic High. He followed Dr. Emmert to Washington. This will be his biggest hire ever at Texas A&M. And the way the weekend is going, TK, I wouldn't be surprised to see someone. Woodward has got more class than but I wouldn't be surprised to see him released tomorrow. Kevin Sumlin.
I would not be surprised to see that either.
He's not going to happen tonight, but tomorrow afternoon, I think someone gets fired.
Bielema was at home. Riley was at home when he got whacked. So I think there's probably, I would guess there's a meeting tomorrow, mid-afternoon, if they're making a move.
But they're going to get an offensive guy.
But they're going to make a statement either way because of the recruiting.
Yeah.
If they really want to keep him, it's going to come out that he's our coach.
Thank you, Patrick.
All right, appreciate it, Patrick. We'll take a break. LSU 45, Texas A&M 21. That's your final. Tigers are 9-3, 6-2 in SEC play. First time they won 6 since 2012. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Chrysan with you. We're coming back with more phone calls and text messages on WUBR and Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Relief Window. Experience Relief Window.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy planker siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Continue with the Pelican Sports post-game show. About 10 minutes away from a report from Tiger Stadium with Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. Let's go to Bill in Gonzales. Bill, you're on a post-game show.
Hi, Tommy Buddy. Bill here. How y'all tonight?
Happy Thanksgiving weekend, Bill. Glad to see you so happy, and glad to see the Tigers came back. Boy, I tell you what, we were all candidates to see Dr. Phil after the Troy loss, but it's coming around pretty good, hadn't it?
Yeah, I tell you what, it was kind of nip and tuck for a while there, especially as y'all know with the third quarter the way it went, and the fourth quarter defense dominated. But I mean, I know we've talked about it all year. DBU was kind of PU for a lot of that game, and I think the Tigers dodged a big bullet late in the fourth quarter when A&M completed, about a 50, 60-yard pass, and it was coming my way towards the south end zone, and they called it back for holding because the guy tried to de-shoulder pad the safety blitzer on the play.
Yeah.
And,
by the way, Bill...
hey, we won, and happy Thanksgiving to y'all, too.
Yeah, LSU only had 2 penalties tonight. That's another area that they have cleaned up. Bill, overall, what grade would you give on this LSU football team?
Tonight, I mean, it looks like the old Power More outboard motor in the first half. You know, the kind you just keep pulling that lanyard, and the engine goes yang instead of start to whir and purr. You know.
Yeah.
And I would say a grade B-. They're better than a C in my estimation, but it's like, good grief. It's like when they leave tight ends and wide receivers wide open like they did. I mean, I thank God we're in the SEC and not the ACC, you know?
By the way, just wanted to verify, there's been a lot of talk in the post press conference. Matt, a lot of it's been about Matt Canada's future. Here I'm reading from a tweet. Ed Orgeron said he won't be surprised, TK and Bill, if teams come calling for Matt Canada as a head coach.
That's laying the groundwork.
What?
That's laying the groundwork.
Yeah, and he said that Steve Ensminger would certainly be considered as the OC if he left. We had heard reports that South Alabama was going to fire their coach and possibly interview Canada.
They did fire him.
They did fire the coach yesterday, and so we'll see what happens. But
yeah,
you know, it's going to happen quickly because of all the craziness with the new signing, early signing period, Bill.
And I'm getting a text that he said that also that, you know, they had Ensminger who could call plays in a bowl game, which is something we said a little earlier off the air.
Sure. Now, Bill, I was asking you, what's the grade you have for the LSU team this year?
I say B-.
B-? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they're a little bit, I think they're better than average, but an offense, you know, I think they've definitely improved over the course of this year. I mean, they could be better. They still don't seem to realize that, especially early on in ball games, that Darius Geis is a marked man, and you have to start using movement and whatever. And they didn't do that too well until later in the game. And I mean, like that shotgun, when they tried that early, and at least one thing, they didn't run him back into the end zone for a safety. But you know, the thing, I know I'm thinking of another series. It's like they tried it going into the end zone, and I think that was one of the field goals we missed. But I give them a B-. I mean, they keep chugging along, and it's good to get the win. But then again, I don't know how good this Texas A&M team really is. It looks like they sputter a whole lot too, you know, offensively, and they can stop the run, but I don't think they were too great on guarding the passes this year. And hey, one thing we got to say, A&M's at least consistent. First game and last game, they got a guy kicked out for targeting each game. So. All
right, Bill. Look, we've enjoyed your calls all week long, all year long, and we'll talk with you again after the bowl game. Okay.
Will do. Y'all take care, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and go Tigers.
All right, buddy. Hope to talk to you before then.
Appreciate it very much. Let's go back to the phone lines. Chris is in Lafayette. Chris, you're on the post-game show.
Bridle tonight, guys.
Hey, Chris.
I'm so happy for Buddy tonight. He got to see a screen pass that he's been waiting for all season. And my boy Williams ran for about 58 yards. And it's just a shame that we didn't see any of that against Alabama. Going back to your grading, if Edlin would have played like this against Alabama, where he missed 4 crucial passes,
no doubt,
LSU would be in a different position tonight. I really believe it.
Chris, I hope I don't get on your nerves when I talk about those screens. I'm sitting there watching Auburn and Alabama. Chris, I'm sure you watched it at the beginning. And they were just so expertly holding the plays to get the ball out of the hands. Now, granted, Jalen Hurts and Stidham are better quarterbacks than Danny Etling. But you saw a little bit of what they did in the screen game. And gosh, Chris, the other reason that I kept wanting it to happen is that LSU's so bad defending it. If they executed it a little bit better in practice, they may get better defending it.
Absolutely.
But I'm hoping whether Canada stays or you bring somebody else in, look, TK, go 60 miles up the road. Learn how to execute the screen from the Saints. They do it as good as anybody. And when you have good backs, Chris, that's what I'm talking about. Can you imagine Williams and Geis didn't see it in the same backfield at the same time, but you fake one step, throw the other. There's just so much potential with those guys that can run after the screen. I just hope we see a little bit more going forward, Chris.
You know, in all honesty, TK and Buddy, Canada in that first quarter, all the way down to the first half, it's unbelievable, the play calling. You know, you got 3rd and 1 foot, and you got guys in there running, and he's going to go wide. You know, some of this stuff, you know,
That's
the
sweet
guy's
with Darrell Williams, yeah.
overrated, he's overpaid,
Yep.
and he needs to go. There's no doubt about it, you know. But I just, you know, when you're beating a team like, and we talked about this, you guys talked about it every week. We've given away 5 to 8 points every game. Every game because the kicking is so terrible, because of field goals and extra points. And, you know, we're fortunate. But when it's a close game and you don't have a kicker, you know, this is you become a 6-5 team, you know. Something's got to be done about that. You guys are right that 2 guys need to kick someplace else. But I just had to call in and congratulate you, buddy, on finally getting a screen pass, and I just thought it was beautiful. And they could have done it all night.
Yep.
Or it should have been 60-something tonight for LSU.
Yep, no doubt about it. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate your loyalty.
All right, buddy, let's look at something, and we got a couple minutes. We're going to connect with Brian Lazar. As we sit here on Saturday night, we know there's 4 teams looking for a new head coach, and LSU's played all 4 of them: Ole Miss, Florida, Arkansas, and Tennessee. Don't be surprised if Matt Luke ends up staying at Ole Miss. They won the Egg Bowl. They won the Egg Bowl. He's an Ole Miss guy. Played there, was on the staff for a long time. And they're about to have some major sanctions against him.
Nobody wants to go to Ole Miss.
So I think they can get him at a very reasonable price and let him be part of the rebuilding structure, because it's going to be tough for Ole Miss to be competitive in the next 4 or 5 years. And again, we don't know anything about Sumlin yet. That announcement could come on Sunday. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to go to Tiger Stadium. We'll visit with Brian Lazar, TigerBait.com, right after this pause on the postgame show, CBS Sports Radio, Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including OptiMap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Woodburners, serving South Louisiana since 1977, is a family-owned and operated company with over 30 years of experience. They're the fireplace experts, providing upscale products at an affordable price. Fireplaces, glass doors, wood stoves and stove chimneys, mantles, screens, gas logs, and tool sets. Visit online at woodburnersinc.com. Call 225-752-2590 or stop by 10510 Airline Highway in Baton Rouge.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
We continue with the Pelican Sports Post-Game Show. We go over to Tiger Stadium. Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. Good evening, Brian. How are you?
Good. How y'all doing tonight?
I know you were there when Coach Orgeron spoke and made comments about Matt Canada. Give everybody with the details, please.
Well, he was asked about, the question, the way it was phrased was all these coaching openings right now. What about Matt Canada, Dave Aranda, and, they candidates for possible head coaching jobs, and Ed said, well, look, he said, I said, we always hope that my assistants, if they want the opportunity to be a head coach, hope they get it. And he was then asked, well, if Matt Canada leaves, do you still want to keep his type of offense? And he hesitated a little bit on that. He's just saying, well, I have my own ideas for the type of offense that I really would like to run. And he then said he said Steve Ensminger would be considered as a candidate if there is an opening. So, look, the fact that he threw that out there, that tells you that, it wouldn't be surprising, certainly, that Canada would not be back next season.
And Canada added to his resume tonight, Brian, 87 plays, 601 yards, and 45 points. And LSU certainly could have gotten into the 50s tonight without the botched field goals and all. What other, did he say anything about Randa? Because most people certainly feel like he's the glue to keep this staff together. If you lose a Randa, you got some serious problems as good as he's been as a DC.
No, he didn't mention anything about Aranda tonight, about his, status, and I don't think anybody really knows anything. You have not really heard either of these two guys' names thrown out a lot right now. Now, certainly you have some mid-major or group of five schools that have openings, and maybe somebody like some Canada may be interested in a job like that. But look, you don't know if he's if he would even get another job or whatever. So we'll just have to wait and see how the coaching staff is going to play out.
Brian, let's talk about the game tonight. What do you think? LSU did well, and obviously, you know, a lot of comments so far in the post-game show about 9-3. Many of us predicted that. Didn't play out the way we thought, but after the 3-2 start in September, most LSU fans relatively happy that this team improved, and obviously the bell cow win is the Auburn game in the second half against Auburn.
Right. You know, that's look, that's the only win LSU. Look, the schedule turned out to be very easy. LSU played 3 teams that won 8 games. Mississippi State, 3 power conference teams that won 8 games, I should say, because Troy won 8. Mississippi State, Auburn, and Alabama. They lose at State, lose at Alabama, rally to beat Auburn at home. So really, the Auburn win is the only, good win of the year for LSU. Look, you can look at it 2 ways. 9-3 after being at 3-2, very good. 6 conference wins for the first time in 5 years, very good. But then if you want to flip it to the other way, well, you can say, well, yeah, but you still finished 3rd in the SEC West. And so that's true also. So and I think look, Ed knows this. That's the last few weeks when he's been asked about the season. Every time he talks about the season, he says if we can finish out with wins, it would be a good season, not a great season. And a great season means being in the, at least being in Atlanta for the SEC championship game. But now this is the 6th consecutive year that LSU has not won any type of championship. And this is the 3rd straight graduating class group of seniors that are going to go through LSU without getting a ring. So it's starting to be a lengthy period of time. We're going back now into the Mike Archer, Curly Holman days. The last time LSU has gone 6 straight years without any type of championship, and Ed knows that that's the next step. So again, it depends upon how you want to look at it as to how the season is going for LSU.
Brian, 2-part question. Did he make any comments about the field goal kicking? A, B, any comments about a lot of the young guys or some of the names that got in tonight for a little more action, especially when the game was out of hand? Any comments on either of those topics?
He said they got to go out and sign a kicker. And he says until they get one, they just got to try to get Culp and Gonfalon to be better. But he said we got to go out and sign a kicker. That was it. Look, they didn't substitute too much tonight. But look, the last play of the game when the kneel down, Will Platt was still in at center.
Yep.
And when A&M had the ball deep right before that, the first defense was out there. So look, the one thing that they have done in this second half of the year, they have played fewer young guys. Obviously Ray Thornton started tonight because Arden Key was hurt. Donnie Alexander was back in the lineup, and really Tyler Taylor played very little. So if you look in this streak here for LSU, it's been mostly the older guys. They have gone away from playing the young guys except where needed to. Like, for example, 2 spots in the offensive line. Grant Delpit in the secondary. Delpit did not start tonight. They started Dante Jackson at safety. But when we get to the 2018 season, it's going to be just like this year. Half the starters are going to be new for LSU.
Brian, obviously one of the big stats tonight, LSU with 4 takeaways. They have been, it's been tough for them to hold on to interceptions and recover fumbles. So on my math real quick, they were +5 coming into the game. That should give them a +8 turnover ratio for the year. And Danny Etling, is his TD to INT ratio 14-2?
That's right, 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Both those stats are pretty impressive. Talk about those.
Look, Danny Etling he is not the most talented quarterback. You can say he's not good enough to win a championship, and that's all true. But I think that he has been very solid in his 2 years at LSU. He has had multiple 2,000-yard passing seasons, and that's only been done by 4 other LSU quarterbacks. Jamarcus Russell, Mettenberger, Wickersham, and Hodgson. Those are the only other quarterbacks besides Danny Etling who had multiple 2,000-yard passing seasons. So Danny Etling is who he is, and he's shown a lot of toughness, and he's taken LSU to a 9-3 record this year, and was, I believe, 7-3 as a starter last year. So I think you got to give him a lot of credit for what he has done in these 2 seasons.
All right, Brian, tell everybody what's happening at TigerBait.com. Know you guys are busy as heck. Tell them what they're going to get when they go to TigerBait.com.
www.tigerbait.com. Wrap-up analysis of the game tonight, grades tomorrow. We'll probably do some both combination wrap-up of the season and look ahead to next year for the personnel during the week, this week, and then LSU will find out its bowl destination next Sunday, and then we're less than 1 month away from the early signing period.
Look, we know you here talking to Press Box. What are people talking about potential bowl landing spot?
Well, I didn't hear anything really tonight.
No.
I think most people just assume that LSU is going to get pegged into either Jacksonville or Tampa. Now, again, there's still if the Auburn-Georgia game is close next week, there's a chance that the loser of that game would get into a New Year's Six bowl. So if 3 SEC teams finish high enough in the CFP standings to be in a New Year's Six bowl game, LSU at 9-3 is definitely the next best team, and then Orlando will have to make a choice to whether or not they want to take LSU a second straight year.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you, Brian. Talk to you during the week.
Okay, talk to you all later.
I got a text message that there's a website reporting that Dave Aranda is a candidate at Arkansas. And again, rumor mill, but there could be something to that. Kevin Sumlin said in his post-game interview that he had no plans for any meetings tonight, but that could change in the next few minutes. So I would think someone like Miles a couple years ago assumes he knows what's about to happen. Now, I did a 180 on Miles. We know that story. So I think if someone had a better Diet Coke on, I think he thinks he's getting released.
And totally different AD. Hey, couple of shout-outs to a couple people.
Yeah, give that.
Number one, met a guy who loves watching us on Saturday nights. He said he likes watching us as much as the games, and that's Marshall Mike. He was a marshal, had to do a lot of the coordinating of all the stuff with Katrina and all of the hurricanes. Big time. A guy who is retired now. We appreciate him. And TK, one of our biggest fans, she's getting ready to turn 10 years old. Caroline Babin won the contest tonight. She had 45-17,
Very
so
good.
she's off 4 points. One of our biggest fans, a shout out to C-Line. And all of our people who've been with us all year long. We are very fortunate to have a lot of loyalty with the text messages, the calls, interaction with the radio and TV. And look, TK, I think for the most part, we've got to say this is a heck of a lot better spot right now on November 25th than we thought it was going to be come the end of September.
Oh, I agree 100%. I think it's a better spot than it was last November 25th because we didn't know who would be the coach, and then he's got to go get some guys, so there was still a lot of unknown. But then all of that's going to be accelerated because of the early signing period, which is December 20, 21, and 22. Coach Orgeron said earlier in the week he expects all of their commitments to sign and get it over with. Okay, and if they don't, then I don't know if they pull the offer or there'll be different circumstances. Again, this is the first time everyone is going through this process. And as Mike Scarborough has said, there's going to be some unintended consequences. Some of those may be good, bad, middle. Do they have to tweak this thing? You can't decide yet. It's like the college football playoff. It tweaked as it went.
Yep.
The playoff, the BCS thing, then this is tweaking now. So, you got to be willing to change if change is needed.
And look, folks, the other thing that to look for, I would imagine they would want to ride the wave of positive stuff. and maybe get a couple verbal commitments here this weekend. Had 5 or 6 big-timers in here. We know they need offensive linemen. You know that they need wide receivers. You know that they need running backs. And, TK, I think they definitely need to add a quarterback into this class.
Well, at least one.
Because of all the potentials with some of the other guys on the roster.
The SEC has already announced that they fined Auburn $250,000 for letting the fans run on the field. That's their 3rd violation of a policy that went into place about 3 or 4 years ago.
All I can tell you is
they don't care about that.
Did you see this happening after the game? All of these women and men were getting caught up in the shrubbery.
Oh,
They kept, you know how you have the shrubs that protect? They were jumping in and getting caught, but great victory for Tex Morris and all the Auburn fans here locally. Let me tell you something. Auburn deserved that football game. They really were more physical. They were better. They called better plays. Chip Lindsey had a hell of a game as the offensive coordinator, and Gus Malzahn now has a chance to get into this Final Four. All they got to do is beat Georgia.
The story of that game was third
Again.
down. The story of that game was third down. No matter who was on what side of the ball. Bama was no good defensively on third or offensively on third. Auburn was good on third down offensively and defensively. That basically spelled the difference. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Ronnie Rance, Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and, of course, the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. We'll get his comments from the locker room at Tiger Stadium right after this pause on the Pelican Sports Post Game Show. WUBR and Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us. Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Cador here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hooper Road Car Care in Central has been serving customers for over 24 years. Locally owned by Donald and Gina Gaspard, they provide all types of car care, including brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, AC service, transmission, computer diagnostic, and much more. Hooper Road Car Care also provides towing services. Call 225-262-7127. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, 9695 Hooper Road in Central. We go back over to Tiger Stadium. Ronnie Rance of Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. Ronnie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, fellas.
How was the locker room after the game, and who did you talk to?
This was probably the happiest locker room of the season. You know, I think it's senior day, the last one, the last home game, a sense of accomplishment, finishing 9-3 after they were left for dead. You know, a few games into the season. So this was a fun atmosphere, and Henry was 34. He proposed to his girlfriend underneath the goalpost after the game.
Oh, Rashard Henry. Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, that was pretty cool, and it's something you don't see every day. So this was a joyous, fun locker room. Even the guys that did the interviews weren't in as much a hurry to get out of there. You know, they were soaking in, many of them seniors, doing those interviews for the last time.
Jumbo, talk real quick about the importance of beating A&M. Now, for those folks that get upset about Bama winning 7 straight against LSU, and we understand that, but this is the 7th consecutive win, 6 in conference, and then the Cotton Bowl 2 years prior. They recruit Texas, both teams obviously a lot, both teams Louisiana a lot. But talk about if Ed mentioned any of that in the post game about how big this game is for recruiting in the state of Texas.
Well, he did say he's looking forward to recruiting, the next few days because you get that juice after a win. You win, especially against A&M. That's a school that's in on a lot of the same players. So he did say it's going to be fun recruiting the next few days. And he also said it's going to be furious, fast and furious, because of the new early signing period. It's a totally different ball game. You also have to account for, transfers, guys, graduation transfers and all from other programs as well. He mentioned the kicking. Obviously they're going to have to go. They're going to try to find a kicker. They may even look to the transfer kicker route, a senior transfer from somebody else where else graduated. So there's no, players will get some time off, but the coaches won't.
Ronnie, it was a big weekend for some recruits who were visiting. Did you get any vibes on that down on the sidelines?
He said they had, I think 7. I think Ogeron mentioned 7 or 8, recruits that were in town. That's not my bag, so I don't know who they necessarily were, but Odell Beckham was there at the game. I can say that made a big impact on a lot of those recruits because obviously he's a hero to those guys.
Yeah, Daniil Hunter and Tayshawn Bauer were there as well. I saw pictures on social media. But Ronnie, your thoughts on the entire season? What kind of grade you giving this 9-3/6-2 team?
Well, I think if you'd have gone into the season and said they were going to go 6-2 in the league, I give them more credit for 6-2, Tommy, than the 9-3 because 8 games in conference, 5 of them on the road, which had never been done before. I thought 5-3 would have been a heck of an accomplishment. Now we didn't know that the ACC was going to be maybe the worst it's ever been from top to bottom. I mean, the Kentuckys and the Vanderbilts and the Tennessees and the Arkansas, historically bad. So I think it's still an accomplishment. But 6-2 and 5 of them on the road. That's where I'm impressed. I talked to Danny Etling after the game, and he was able to reflect a little bit on not only this season but his time. And he soaked it in today. He said he got emotional running out there on senior day, but he said what a journey it's been for not only this team this year and how they've improved over the last 2 months, but for him personally. He said I could have never imagined my freshman year at Purdue that I'd be the starting quarterback at LSU. 4 or 5 years later, and look, he's gonna end his career with a chance to win 10 games, which hadn't been done in about 5 years.
Hey, what is it about Danny Etling and Texas A&M? I thought that was his best game of the year tonight. Last year, certainly, he threw the ball incredibly well against A&M. Did he talk about feeling his oats? And Ronnie, with so much talk about Matt Canada, 87 plays, 601 yards, 45 points. Probably should have been closer to 55 or 60 tonight. But talk about Etling and how much he had fun in his final game along with all the other guys in their final game at Tiger Stadium tonight.
Yeah, buddy. I mean, in the 2 games, he's thrown for over 650 yards against Texas A&M. So he wishes to play him every week. And he mentioned it, and also, the Jacob Hesters and the Gordy Rushes that I talked to, they pretty much said, look, when John Chavis has made the decision and he's going to try, to take away the run and focus on the run and let Danny Etling beat him. And obviously he had two of those great games. And look, last year Geis went for almost 300, and this year you had two backs over 100 yards. So I don't think anything John Chavis had up his sleeve didn't work. And I'll leave that to the fact that LSU is just a lot more physical than Texas A&M, and they always have been going back the last 6 games in the league. They just, even when Johnny Manziel was there, at the end of the day, LSU just hit them harder and was just too much physically for Texas A&M.
Ronnie, tell us all about Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation.
Well, Sports Shorts Radio, Mondays from 6 to 8 on ESPN Radio in Baton Rouge. Myself, Joe Davis, and Buzzy Heidel. Of course, Sports Shorts TV right here in the Pelican, Mondays at 9, Tuesdays at 8. We'll be talking about all the crazy scenarios for the playoff series, and will Alabama get in? I mean, it's unbelievable to consider they still may. And then, of course, Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. We saw a bunch of Louisiana Sports Hall of Famers, the future Hall of Famers, at the game tonight.
Ronnie, enjoy the rest of the weekend. We'll visit with you again soon.
Thank you, Jumbo.
All right, TK, enjoy the leftovers.
Okay, bud.
All right, we're going to take our final break. We'll come back, put a wrap on things. Once again, LSU 45, Texas A&M 21. Tigers finished 9-3, 6-2 in league play. Ronnie made a good point. 5 of those league games on the road. We all knew that, but he reminded us. We'll come back with the final segment. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Chrysan, CBS Sports Radio, Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Spread the roar. That's right, Tigers Roar. each Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and New Orleans. Replays are Thursday through Saturday, and the show is available at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Tommy Krysan and Jordy Holtberg will have the latest on LSU football, LSU sports, and sports from across Louisiana. Spread the roar. Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV.
We continue with the Pelican Sports post-game show. Appreciate everybody tuning in all year long, radio, TV, YouTube the next evening, or whatever, and of course Tigers Roar. Hope you've had a wonderful Thanksgiving week. It was a good one for LSU. Southern got beaten in the Bayou Classic today, 30-21 by Grambling. Nichols lost an FCS playoff game to South Dakota, 38-31 down in Thibodaux. And you had a lot of big-time high school football last night as we wrap down the weekend with Thanksgiving week, and we'll be back to the full regular schedule on local radio Monday through Friday next week.
Enjoyed a couple days off. Yesterday felt like Saturday. Today, the final regular season Saturday, and with Miami getting beat yesterday, you know, we had this conversation with Jumbo talking about, he's going to talk about it with Joel Davis tomorrow, Monday night. But I tell you what, you and I were talking about it. The nation hates the SEC, but if Alabama gets in there, there will be people going ballistic and crazy. Got to wait to see how it all unfolds, but this is going to be interesting, A, to see if they get in, but B, where are they in the pecking order this next Tuesday night at 6 o'clock?
I've looked at a few things, buddy, and I'm going to change something I said earlier.
Okay.
But I was been awful this weekend with my picks and your prediction, and I've been terrible. But I think Oklahoma's going to be number one ahead of Clemson. You know, they lost to Iowa State, who wasn't real bad.
Right.
Clemson lost to Syracuse. I think Iowa State's a little better than Syracuse. I'm going to think Oklahoma might jump into that number one spot.
Right.
We'll find out Tuesday night. But I'm just going to go on a little bit of a limb there. But I've been going so bad that Oklahoma probably didn't want me to say that.
Well, no.
But if they're 1-2, it doesn't matter. If they're 1 or 2 and then they win the
exactly.
Big 12 game,
one
they're going to be
plays
in.
4, 2 plays 3, so it really wouldn't matter. But here's the deal: Wisconsin is going to be up in there
If they win.
Well, no, they're undefeated now. They're going to be in the top 4 after.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you meant
going into the final. They've got to beat Ohio State. We know that. That's the Big Ten championship game. Auburn and Georgia set up, so those two winners are probably in. We know Clemson. Now, what happens if Miami beats Clemson? How far is Miami going to fall? This is another team we hadn't talked about. They've been lucky most of the year, so you had two undefeateds go down this week. Miami, which was 2, and Bama 1. This absolutely shows how much parity there is in college football this year.
Clemson got in last year with a loss to Pitt.
Yeah.
Miami lost to Pitt. Now, Miami lost this weekend. The Clemson loss was not at the end of the – I don't remember the exact week, but it wasn't at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So, hey, a lot of pressure on the committee, or maybe it'll sort itself out and there'll be a clear-cut 4. Time will tell. I'll say it again. I think Alabama should be out.
I agree.
They did not win their division, and therefore they shouldn't be in. And how about that text message I got? Nick Saban is not playing for any championships. Lane Kiffin is.
Wow, how about that? Hey, we want to thank all of you once again. We hope that you brought it in the right way for Thanksgiving week, ate all the turkey and the trimmings, and we do appreciate each and every one of you. We'll all be back on the radio on Monday. Been a pretty good year. I know you want more. You want to win 10 games. You want to be beating Alabama and competing for the SEC West. But TK, considering where everybody was at the end of September, been a pretty decent ride here, and waiting to have a good bowl game and a good appearance in the bowl game.
Certainly. I do appreciate all the folks who listened, or you watched, or you caught it on Sunday morning TV or the YouTube channel, whatever it might have been. Keep listening to CBS Sports Radio. We'll have all this stuff coming up for you. On behalf of the entire crew of Pelican Broadcasting, on behalf of Buddy Sanji, I'm Tommy Krysan. Thank you for watching and listening. Tigers win 45-21.